Hi, team. Welcome to another week of really finding joy on the journey to competitive greatness. And today we have Khalia, as always, week by week. She's on our team. We're really talking to the heart of the athlete, athlete to athlete. And today we've brought on our breathwork coach, Woody. So, Woody, thank you for joining us and just thank you for sharing some winning strategies for how to really make sure that our breathing helps us achieve the desired outcomes that we want. So we're going to start today with anxiety to action. So Kalia, tell us about some times when you're playing volleyball that you've got anxiety and then how Woody can move us into breathing for some action.
Yeah, so I can actually watch my film of last night because we had a game last night. So there was definitely some points when it was super tight. One of the sets went, you usually just play to 25. But one of the sets was 28-29. And so it was super close. You have to win by two. And I remember trying to breathe and calm myself down because I almost felt like I was gonna throw up at one point, and I had all of this anxiety. And it's funny because I'm like, okay, you're fine. And my teammates are looking at me like, Klee, are you okay? I'm like, oh, I'm not playing this off well. So yeah, definitely needing some breathing techniques to really calm me down. But yeah, that was a moment off the top of my head.
All right.
So
Well,
Woody, you're up. What do we
breathing
do in those
technique.
moments?
Oh, perfect. Well, thanks for that, Carla. So it's all about arousal control when we're talking about those big moments. So when we focus on our breath work counts, basically extending our exhales is going to be a lowering of our arousal, and focusing on our inhales is going to be an increase in our arousal. So when we are trying to calm down, we can do a breath triangle. So it would be a breathe in, nice and big. Breathe all the way out.
Through our nose or through our mouth?
Through our nose, please. So when we breathe through the nose, we're going to want to use more nasal breathing if we can, because the nose has nitric oxide that's created in your nasal septum. And so nitric oxide is a vasodilator, which basically just means it opens up your blood vessels a little bit so that you can be more focused and relaxed, but still at that high arousal point. And so breathing through the nose as much as we can is going to be important. So, but with these breathing triangles, basically we're going to want to do a hold at the bottom. So it'll be an inhale, and then it'll be an exhale right after that, and it'll be a hold at the bottom, and that creates a triangle. So the breathing triangle with the hold at the bottom is going to lower your arousal, and the breathing triangle that has the hold at the top, sorry about the hand motions, but
We love hand motions.
will
That
increase
works.
your arousal. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to take a nice big deep breath in, sitting up nice and tall. And then we're going to let it right back out. Then we're going to hold it at the bottom. Then we're going to go right back into that inhale. And we're going to breathe right back out. And we're going to hold it at the bottom. And one more time, we're going to breathe it in. Right back out. And hold it at the bottom.
Kalia, how does that feel?
Great. I'm so relaxed right now, actually.
Well, and Woody, you know what what I love about that that triangle, just from a visual perspective, to really be able to use it as a tool, is triangle means change. So, Kalia, when you're in that moment of great anxiety and you want action to change, you can breathe from the triangle perspective. So, it's really important that our brains have a simple way to empower and ignite us and the change that we want when we start to feel all this anxiety, because the anxiety is really noisy. So we've got to quiet everything down. So Woody, that's a perfect one. I love the triangle for from anxiety to action.
Awesome. And then one more thing about the triangle, you can use a mantra if you want to add to the effect. So on the inhale, so like we can breathe it in energy and then exhaling out all of our stress. So you can think of that and then repeat that as you're breathing, and then that'll subconsciously remind you that you need to be de-stressed in this moment. So
let's try it.
So
Let's go. And so Woody, when I hear you say that, I think about breathe in what we want, breathe out what we don't want. So breathe in what we want, let go of what we don't want, so that we're really focusing our brain on what it wants and letting go of anything that's noisy that's getting in the way of it.
Awesome.
Exactly. That's a perfect description. Thank you.
So Khalia, what
All
would
right,
you
so
say?
let's do this.
So time out just a second, Woody. Let's let Khalia, what would you take us back to that film that you just shared with us? And what is it that you would want to be breathing in? What would you be wanting to be breathing out? And then we'll hold in the triangle. So what would that be so we can all try it?
Well, I've been trying to I'm working on reframing my mindset about the game. And recently I've stumbled upon respecting the game. And if you respect the game, it will respect you. And I just really liked that quote. I don't know who I heard it from. But I would like to breathe in those moments to just respect the game. That entails just writing it out, staying true to yourself, don't freak out. And then I just want to exhale self-doubt and just the negative self-talk, really.
Fabulous. Let's do it.
All right. So breathing in the positivity, nice big deep breath. Exhaling it all out, all the negatives. And hold at the bottom. And breathing in. And letting go. And hold at the bottom. One more time, breathing in. Exhale. And hold at the bottom.
Love the triangle for that anxiety to action. Khalia, any questions for Woody?
No, not any questions. I feel like out of the sports application, I really struggle with my breathing when I'm I feel like sometimes I have anxiety attacks. Carlette has seen me just kind of break down, but I really, really struggle with my breathing. And I don't know if it's something that I need to learn how to control and be committed to controlling, but sometimes it just feels like Carlette's always, one thing about you is you're always breathe, just take some time to breathe. And I'm I can't breathe right now. And I just think making that decision is probably the hardest part for me. So yeah, I don't know if you can help with that, if that's just a decision that I have to make. But sometimes it just feels I'm I don't want to breathe, but I just have to be committed to the process, I guess.
Yeah, so when you want to maintain that in a pressured situation, you're going to be breathing heavy. It's going to get your arousal up, and you want to maintain a high arousal in your sport, but you don't want to be stressed out, right? So we can do something like box breathing, which is more, instead of the triangle, it's a breathing in, hold at the top, breathing out, hold at the bottom. And so during those holds, it helps you reconnect to your breathing and balance your autonomic nervous system so that you can still be at that high energy level, but also have that clear focus so that you don't have to stress out during the biggest moments of the game in the high pressured situations.
So Woody, I'm curious about, okay, so we've got the game, we've got the triangle, we've got that's a winning strategy. Now we're just in life, and out of nowhere, somewhat of a panic attack happens, or, so we just get that anxiety just kind of floods us, and we're not in a game situation. We're just, in life. And so what's a super simple something that just, I mean, again, I'm not the expert. I just know breathing is a huge winning strategy. So, is there something super simple, like Khalia said, that really helps her honor the commitment of breathing and just going into the process rather than it being like a concentration on something that gives me even more anxiety?
Something super simple that you can do like right in between plays, or like if you're, just need to calm down in the moment, you can do a double inhale, exhale. So basically the proper breath wave, we want to go start low in our bellies and then into our chest. So we can go a double inhale, one through your belly, and then one through your chest. And then we'll exhale hard out the nose. So that gets all the excess carbon dioxide out. And basically that second inhale is going to help get that oxygen and push into places that we weren't getting it before. So that's what's probably going to be stressing you out on the court. And so we can do, like, let's try 3 or 4 double inhale exhales for me, right? Sit up nice and tall. Put your hand on your chest, hand on your belly. All right. And then we're just going to go belly first, chest next, and then exhale hard. So we'll do that and we'll repeat real quick. So.
So,
So that's
Khalia,
going to stress you out just a little bit.
Khalia, I'm envisioning, Khalia, I'm envisioning you and I being together and this panic happens. And so I'm like, okay, what I really love about what Woody just told us is you like having to put your hand on your heart and on your stomach, because to me, that's a connector that really helps, like, okay, so, rather than me telling you to breathe, it can be more like, let's connect. And so if you put your hand on your heart and you put your hand on your stomach and you're like, okay, get those two connected, breath from the stomach, breath from the heart, and then letting it go. I just like that visual from, because, when you're having those panic moments, just touching ourselves and connecting, it grounds us in a way that brings us back to just being present versus where our mind has taken us on those crazy journeys that it can go to. So that's what showed up for me with this when Woody was saying it. What about you, Clea? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I like that. I think a lot of the times, even for me, like if I'm feeling nervous, like I do like fidgety things, and to just like connect and hold on to myself. I just like that thought. It kind of feels like giving myself a hug while also like breathing. So that's assuring and nice to have.
Me too. I love connecting heart and, our breathing, thinking of my stomach as the breathing component, my heart as just that respect for myself and respect for the game, to just tie it into really, something that you're practicing this week and enjoying. And then, starting from a breath from my stomach and then to my heart and then letting it all go. So, okay, loving that, Woody. Thank you very much for that anxiety to action. Let's move into pressure to passion. So, when we're in a moment of great pressure and we really want to focus more on our passion for the game or our passion for just being a great teammate or the passion side of it versus the pressure side. So, Khalia, what's some film that you have when this has happened to you?
Yeah, so there's a certain rotation that my team always gets stuck in, and our coach was like, someone just has to step up and get the kill. Like that, it's just really that simple. You just have to do something to end, and like we'll go to the next rotation. And I just feel like that was like a pressure situation. I don't know if it's like, you guys can help me out with this one, but definitely in my film, I felt the pressure of that. And like, instead of, I don't know, it's just like such a hard situation where like every point I'm trying to get a kill for sure. But like in this one rotation, there's like more of an emphasis on it and like a high pressure situation to like genuinely execute. Like you have to execute in this rotation. So just like, I don't know, feeling the pressure of that and then just like rising to the challenge and like feeling passionate about it too at the same time, and not like shying away from it. And any techniques you have for that.
All right, so when we want to just, again, like I said earlier with that box breathing, that's how you maintain arousal, because it's even counts. But during the game, we don't want to hold our breath, because when we're holding our breath, we're in our heads. So during the game, we want to just breathe in and out on an even count. So 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, figure out what count works for you to keep you there. But yeah, just making sure that you're not in your head, because you're the most prepared you've ever been in your entire life, right? So you just got to trust that you know what you're doing already and just breathe through it, right? And so that's.
So I have another follow-up question, I guess. Like, as far as breathing techniques to just like, I don't know, like actually connected to power. Like I know in volleyball, a lot of people like tell you to like grunt when you swing or like stuff like that. Do you have any techniques as far as just like awakening the animal in you, you know, just like bringing out
competitive greatness.
power?
Yeah, competitive greatness. Here we come.
Yes. So when you're about to jump and you take that big inhale in, and that grunt is on the swing, right? And so that's that pressure buildup inside your body. And so when Serena Williams hits a ball, she strokes it and she grunts super deep and super hard, because she's got big lung capacity and she can do that. And so she's been working on her breathing, and she knows that that's going to give her the best option to hit the ball hard. So just getting a nice big inhale, and then knowing when you're inhaling is going to be like, when you're getting up, you're inhaling, and then when you're at the top, you want to have a full breath, so that when you hit that ball and you grunt, that you have the most pressure possible for that hit.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I've never like thought about the dynamics of it, but like your approach and everything was great. Like I'm so surprised, impressed that you knew that. But yeah, like I sometimes it just like randomly comes out and I'll like grunt when I hit. And then I remember in club, our coach was like, if you guys want more power, you guys really should grunt. And instead of a grunt, I was like screaming. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. Like my breathing's all wrong. But I liked how you framed it. Maybe I will still scream, but breathing in on like the approach is good.
Yeah, I love being able to practice. Okay, let's talk about performance to preparation, because really being able to perform is the desired outcome, and the preparation that we put into it sets us up for success. So we've already got the fact that, Khalia, you're going to get to start working on that approach, breathing in when you go for the approach and breathing out when you're ready to really release that kill. What are some other things that we can prepare so that when we go to really have that performance, that we're set up breathing wise, that it becomes this ritual and routine, and our body knows how to do it to really set us up to be our best self?
All right, so there's this method called the Wim Hof method, and it is a big inhale through the nose and a half exhale through the mouth. And so basically it's just like this. If you're going to hyperventilate, so I'll show you just for a second. All right, and so it's going to be about at that pace. And so when you breathe in, you want to breathe in the energy, and then when you breathe out, you just want to release all the tension. And so similar to earlier, but that hyperventilation. So we breathe in about 30 breaths and half exhales. And then after that last half exhale, we're just going to hold our breath. And so when you're holding your breath, like those inhales build up the oxygen in your blood. And then once you hold your breath, your CO2 levels are really low. And then they start to rise. And then you start to feel that pressure to breathe, right? That's that anxiety that, like, if you're underwater and you're like swimming and you have to get up to the shore and you like freak out, that is that anxiety. And so basically you're training your stress tolerance by training your CO2 tolerance, because so the more CO2 you have, then you train that stress tolerance. So you can do that before the game. And after you've held your breath, you do one more breath hold at the top. And then it stimulates your adrenaline response so that you get a nice energy boost, and you get oxygen to tissues so that you are ready to play the game on game day.
I
And
like that.
can we do that for every practice too? Like anytime she's preparing to perform, can we do this as the warm up?
So there's two theories on it. Because of this adrenaline response, it's nice to train without it and then use it on game day so that you have that extra boost that you would have on game day. But if you're not feeling good enough during practice, or you need to get like up and ready, this is a great way to get yourself like motivated and like energized for practice. If you're like having a sore leg, or you know, like things that are not going to help you practice well. So.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right, sit up nice and tall, and we're just going to breathe all the way out to start. And we're going to take a nice big inhale through the nose and begin. Halfway there. All right. Last one. And let it go. And hold. And swallow. Sit up nice and tall. And put the tongue at the roof of your mouth. And hold your breath. Give me a wave when you gotta breathe. Breathe in.
Thank you very much.
And hold. And let it go.
That's quite the exercise.
So,
okay.
yes.
Yeah. Khalia, what did you
So
feel?
the ventilation.
No, like I definitely, like I'm sweating a little, like I feel like I just warmed up, truly. I actually took a yoga class my senior year in college, and we kind of talked about this, and we did an exercise with this type of breathing, and we had to time doing that breathing how long we could hold our breath and like not doing it. And like your performance, like literally you could hold your breath for longer, and it's like crazy all of the like literal scientific effects that just breathing does. Yeah, that was like a rush. Truly.
Yeah, so that just that hyperventilation drops your blood oxygen levels, and then when your blood oxygen levels rebound, you get your body wants to produce more red blood cells, so you get that rebound effect, so you clear up afterwards. But basically, we were just stressing ourselves out on purpose, and yeah, so you might get a little lightheaded if you're doing it like a lot. But I promise you it's safe as long as you're not like standing up or, you know, doing it in like a uncomfortable situation. If you're just sitting down, you will be completely fine. So yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Awesome.
Woody, this has been such a gift for us to learn how to breathe. Really, you know, breath works. And so being able to set ourselves up for success, I love just the power of being able to control our breathing and know that we have the ability to manage our anxiety, to prepare us for great performance to really whatever we need, we have the ability just with how we breathe. So thank you for that. Khalia, words of wisdom for Woody?
Yeah, just thank you for everything. I like feel really rejuvenated right now, and like we played last night and had a hard game, but I just like feel like my blood is flowing to my legs. It's just like what I needed. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you guys for having me. This was awesome. And thanks for like taking what I have to say and really listening. So I appreciate it.
So team, it's up to you. This is our gift to you for you to really be able to be a champion for you and honor your breath and how it works for you. And so go out and make it a 10-week. And thank you for being on the journey with us to find joy as we just figure out how to breathe.